On January 27, 1967, 3 men were sealed inside a capsule for a routine plugs-out test at Cape Kennedy. This was a dress rehearsal for Apollo 1, the mission that would begin America's journey to the moon. The test was considered so safe, it wasn't even classified as hazardous. Inside were command pilot Gus Grissom, a veteran of 2 space flights, senior pilot Ed White, the first American to walk in space, and pilot Roger Chaffee, a rookie on his first mission. After hours of glitches, a voice crackled over the radio at 6:31 p.m. Fire. For a few seconds, controllers heard a desperate struggle, then silence. A routine test had become a national tragedy. A massive investigation would uncover many failures, but the exact spark that started the fire remains a mystery. The mission and the men. The Apollo program was America's response to President Kennedy's challenge to land a man on the moon before the end of the decade. The first step was Apollo 1, a planned low Earth orbit test of the new command and service module. The crew were the best of the best, but they knew the risks. The spacecraft itself, a Block 1 model, was riddled with problems. The astronauts had voiced concerns about faulty wiring and other issues, but the pressure of the space race was immense. Gus Grissom was so frustrated with the constant problems that he hung a lemon on the training simulator. The test that became a tomb. The test on January 27th was a full countdown simulation, but the rocket was unfueled. Dressed in their spacesuits, Grissom, White, and Chaffee were sealed inside. The day was plagued by problems, including a strange smell in the oxygen system and constant communication failures. An exasperated Grissom grumbled, "How are we going to get to the moon if we can't talk between 2 or 3 buildings?" The countdown was on hold when controllers noticed a sudden voltage surge. Seconds later, a voice, likely Chaffee's, reported the fire. Another voice yelled, "We've got a bad fire! We're burning up!" before a final, horrifying scream. The pressure inside the capsule spiked so intensely that the hull ruptured, spewing fire and smoke across the launch pad. Anatomy of a disaster. The tragedy was caused by a fatal combination of design flaws and a dangerous environment. An investigation found several critical failures that turned the capsule into a death trap. First, the cabin was filled with 100% pure oxygen, pressurized to over 16 pounds per square inch. This high-pressure oxygen environment made materials that would barely smolder in normal air erupt in flames. Second, the cabin was packed with flammable materials like nylon netting and Velcro, providing abundant fuel for the fire. Third, shoddy wiring was left vulnerable to damage. Investigators found evidence that insulation had been scraped away on some wires, creating a severe fire hazard. Finally, and most tragically, was the hatch. It was a complex inward opening hatch that was sealed shut by the fire's intense internal pressure, making escape impossible. It took the pad crew 5 agonizing minutes to force it open. The astronauts died not from burns, but from cardiac arrest caused by inhaling toxic gases. The unanswered question. The investigation concluded the fire was started by an electrical arc from a short-circuited wire. The most likely location was pinpointed to a bundle of wires near Grissom's seat, but the exact wire that threw the definitive spark could never be identified. The fire was too intense, the destruction too complete. They knew a spark was the culprit, but the specific wire was consumed by the inferno it started. The investigation also exposed a culture of complacency and revealed that classifying the test as non-hazardous led to dangerously inadequate emergency preparedness. From tragedy to triumph, the legacy. The fire was a brutal wake-up call for NASA. The Apollo program was grounded for nearly 2 years as the agency completely reevaluated its approach to safety. The changes were sweeping. The command module was redesigned with a new, single-piece hatch that could open outward in seconds. The cabin atmosphere for ground tests was changed to a safer nitrogen-oxygen mix, and all flammable materials were replaced with fire-resistant ones. Wiring was rerouted and shielded with durable insulation. Beyond the hardware, the tragedy transformed NASA's culture, forcing a new level of rigor in quality control and safety protocols. These changes directly paved the way for the program's ultimate success, ensuring the safe return of the crippled Apollo 13 and the triumph of the Apollo 11 moon landing. The Apollo 1 fire was a tragedy born from a cascade of failures in design, oversight, and a culture that had grown complacent under the pressure of the space race. Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee died on the ground during a test that was supposed to be safe. Yet their sacrifice was not in vain. The fire forced NASA to confront its failures and rebuild its approach to safety from the ground up. It was a horrifying but necessary trial by fire that reshaped the space program. The names Grissom, White, and Chaffee are forever remembered, not just for their tragic end, but for the profound legacy of safety and resilience that ultimately paved the way for humanity's greatest adventure. The story of Apollo 1 is a powerful reminder of the incredible risks that come with exploration. What are your thoughts on the balance between risk and reward in the pursuit of great achievements? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this cosmic mystery, like the video and subscribe for more stories about the darkest secrets of the universe.